Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how you can build a simple but powerful Python application with a user interface that does two things. One, it takes a simple prompt and creates a really good enhanced prompt. And secondly, with that prompt creates a highly realistic image like the one that you're seeing right now, which is incredible. So if you're now learning Python or you have been thinking about learning Python for quite a long time, this is the video that you want to watch because I'm going to be showing you step by step the whole process. And I'm also going to be showing you how I use ChatGPT and ChatGPT Canvas to write code super quickly. And just a quick heads up to those people that have already seen my videos around AI realistic images. In the first 8 to 9 minutes of this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I've talked already in those videos. For example, what is my pipeline for creating AI, so super realistic AI videos, and how I use LLMs to create my prompt. So if you have already seen that, you should skip to that part. I'm going to be leaving marks in the video so that you can just skip to that directly. Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to attempt to build a Python application that I've actually wanted to have for some time already, and I kept postponing the time to do it, and I was thinking like maybe I can just build it live and show you how I work with GPT, so with ChatGPT Canvas and GitHub Copilot to really write code very, very quickly. But before I jump into the code, I want to explain you what it is. So what it is the app that I'm going to build. So this app will essentially be composed by two components. One would be the prompt generator and another one would be the image generator. What is a prompt generator? What is an image generator? If you don't know what it is, so an image generator, so the typical one or the one that maybe comes to your mind is Midjourney. That is a text to image model. So it's a user interface for a text to image model. And this is another one that I have as here. So this is the playground from TogetherAI that supports the FLUX model. So this is another UI for you to interact with a text-to-image model. And I want this kind of thing, but in a Python application that I want to build myself. And a FLUX also prompt generator, meaning I have a simple prompt and I want to have a more advanced or enhanced prompt that is going to turn into better images, right? So let me just show you an example so you will see better what it is that I mean, right? So essentially when you use a model like FLUX or Midjourney, you have to prompt it, you have to give text. So that text could be something simple like guy with a mustache. And if we take this prompt as it is, just as simple as we got this, the output is gonna be fine. It's not gonna be, you're rarely gonna get an image that is gonna blow your mind. Though actually FLUX is really good and this one is a really good image. But let me just show you what I mean by enhancing this prompt. So in this tool, it's a bit convoluted, but you can click here. Now you have this kind of prompt, and now you can click here, which is what I'm looking at or what I really want to use, which is this is an LLM call to this model called Quen 2.572 billion parameters, and this model has now created a better, richer prompt that I can then go here and use to get. Wow, this image is really good actually, but I guess you can see what I mean here. Actually, I like this one much better than this one. This photo is really good. Wow. But the whole idea is that now you get a prompt that is just much better. So here, for example, we are not interested in all these details, but that was just an example. And and this kind of like enhanced prompt, it also so it works very well with this model that I'm using, with the FLUX 1.1 Pro, but also you can use this kind of prompts in your, I don't know, when you're using Midjourney or any other text-to-image model. Why I'm using FLUX though? I'm using FLUX because it has an API, and that's the best thing about, so in my opinion, that's the very best thing about this model, is because I can then integrate FLUX into my own applications, and that's something that Midjourney doesn't offer so far, maybe in the future. And still, and also like the quality of the images is incredible. I think for some use cases, I prefer FLUX over Midjourney. For example, realistic images are incredible. I remember seeing one that was, this one for example is incredible, and I remember this one is unbelievable how realistic this is. So you can access this model via an API, right? And the one that I'm using, so you have the API provided by Black Forest, which is the studio, the lab or the company behind this model. But you can also use other providers, so API providers. You have FreePeak, TogetherAI. I think this is Fall, and I don't know what is this one. Replicate as well. Yes, the one that I like is TogetherAI. This is something that we're already seeing here. Actually, these are all a couple of images that I created over the past days, and yeah, this is fine. This is good. But as you saw, I have to use two different applications. I have to use the browser. There are also other things that I don't like. For example, the images are not saved. So if I now refresh, or if something happens with Chrome, I will be losing all these images without downloading them. For example, this one is a really good image. I want to have that one, and I just don't want to have it in my. So I don't want to have it in my browser. I want to have it directly saved on disk. Also, another thing that I don't like about this one is the UI could be better. So the UX for me, like, I just don't like to be playing with this in this way. I just want to have an easier selector for the aspect ratio. Yeah, essentially it would be that. I just want to combine those two things into one. And something else that I was missing, but I have it here noted. I think something cool about this is when you download these images, it kind of gets this, and if a file name like this, and I just don't like it, maybe I can have a file name that is, I don't know, more like a summary of the image and not really like the whole description. And also, again, the fact that I have an API now to run my model, that means that I can just do cool things with this, right? I can just do whatever I want. For example, something that I have in mind is maybe I want to create n different images, maybe 10 different images, but from the same kind of like scene, for example, with the same style and with the same location, but I want to change my character, or I want to change the actions that this character is taking. So I could program that, I could code that. And of course, with Midjourney, I cannot do that. So this is something really cool about this. And lastly, before we jump into the code, let me just show you quickly a diagram that I prepared. So this is a diagram that I prepared for another of my videos, but I just quickly want to go over these because I think it could be important. The resulting images that we're going to be building with this, with the FLUX and so on, are an amazing base for you to then create AI videos. And if you don't know that you can build incredible, super realistic videos right now, today, with AI, and actually even for free, you can get started with a model called Minimax, and you can create videos like this one. So this is a video that I created yesterday or the day before, and I don't know, I'm amazed at the result. And this is the result of this kind of pipeline, of a pipeline in which I first craft my code, then I use this, so I craft my prompt, then I use this prompt, this really good prompt, to generate that image, and then this is the base image for me to prompt an image to video model into taking an action, right? And then I can get that amazing result. I wanted to really show you is this diagram here. Yeah, so this is more or less the kind of like flow diagram or component diagram of the application that I'm going to build, that I'm going to start building right now. So just wait a second. We are going to be using a Streamlit for the user interface. Through the Streamlit, you're going to be able to write a simple prompt, and then we're going to use an LLM API through Groq. I'm going to explain you as well how to use Groq, how to get your API key, how to use LangChain as well to get this thing super quickly. The result of this is going to be an enhanced prompt, as we saw here, something like this. And then the result of that is going to be the input for a text to image model, and the final thing is going to be a high quality image like the ones that we're seeing here. For example, this image is, for example, one of my favorite ones, super realistic. Yeah, that'll be all. Let me just get started now. Okay, getting ready now to start with this build. I've opened some of the websites with documentation for reference. I'm sure I'm going to be using that, all the ones that I have here. And I've also opened ChatGPT, and actually I'm going to change ChatGPT to be using ChatGPT 4.0 with Canvas, because it's extremely useful. If you haven't used it, give it a try. It's amazing, and even better at code. So once I do that, once we have that, now we can start with the code itself. I'm going to be starting from scratch. So you will see everything that I'm doing, every step along the way to create this generative AI application, if you want to call it, or just an application that calls different APIs essentially. So first thing here is to start the project or to initialize the project, and for that I'm going to initialize it with UV. UV, if you don't know what it is a package manager built on Rust, and is extremely fast indeed. It's super fast, much faster than Pip, much faster than Poetry. I've been using it for weeks and I just cannot go back. It's amazing. And the other command that you need for now, actually the documentation for UV is very good, so don't be afraid of using it. You should don't use requirements.txt and Pip. It's just not ideal. So once you do the UV init, you have all your initial files. You do VM virtual environment. So this way you set up your virtual environment, and now we want to activate it directly here in Visual Code. I think I can just select an interpreter, select this one, the one that I have here, and now if I open, yes, now that I'm opening my terminal, the virtual environment is already set up. And for example, now I should be able to run Python 3 hello. That works, awesome. But I don't need this file anymore, so let me just remove that one. And yeah, if you don't know about project home, here we are gonna be listing all our dependencies, and we have a git ignore, which is very convenient. So let's just continue with this. Awesome. So now we have our project already initialized. Let me just start creating a bit of a structure here. So I would open an app folder in which I'm going to be writing my Streamlit application files. Maybe I'm only going to be using one single file. Let's see. And I'm also going to be creating a test folder in which I'm going to be testing every single piece, because in this build, what I'm going to attempt to do is test every single component that you remember from here. I'm going to be testing some of the things of Streamlit. I'm going to be testing some of the things from Groq, some of the things from TogetherAI, and then just putting it all together. So for that, I'm going to be just using this directory test, and it's not going to be having any unit test, not in this build. Okay, I want to start first by testing out the FLUX API. So for that, let's create a file, test FLUX API.py. And something cool about TogetherAI is that they already provide a bit of code for you to maybe get started with it. So you can just copy paste that one. And something that you want to do right now is to UV install together. I just did that. So once you do that, you will have the package already working. And the other thing that you want to do and you need to do is already set up your virtual environment. So something that I recommend you to do is to create a .m file in which you want to have all your secrets, because these are secrets, these are keys, and you don't want to be sharing your keys with other people. So today in this demo, I'm going to be showing the keys because I'm going to be changing them later. So don't attempt to use those keys. But in TogetherAI, once you have set up your account, that you will get €5. You can see, of course, the balance here. I still have €2 from those 5 that I got for free, and you have here your API key, so you can just copy that key and get it here. You have to do TogetherAI API key, and you just paste that key there. So once you have that one, you can go back to your code, and this reminds you that we are going to be using another Python package that is very useful. It's called python.env. So we need to install that as well. So uv pipe install python.env. Awesome, I have it there. Yeah, now from that package, we use the function from .env. We import the function load.env, and this is the function that you want to be using. So this way, your environment variables in your .env file are already loaded. So you can do that. So right now we can do something like API key, OS, get env, TogetherAI API key, and this. So with that, we should already be able to run the endpoint. But something that I want to change is that the endpoint to use right now that we are testing, I want to use the free endpoint so that I just save a bit of money. We are talking about kind of like 5 cents per image, but 5 cents are 5 cents. So now we should be able to run this code. Awesome. And this is not an image. Well, it is an image, but it's an encoded B64 image. So we want to get the actual image. So now is the time that we use ChatGPT and we say something like load or save the image in disk in a folder called images. And this is Canvas now working on it. So we have gotten this Canvas in which we have already all the Python code. We can just copy it quickly like this. So this is very useful. And now if we run this thing, this is an empty prompt, so we can see what happens here. So let's just run this thing. Okay, it created an image folder, generated image. Wow, this image is incredibly good, and it's using the Schnell model. Wow, that was really good. So something that I will ask ChatGPT as well would be, for example, to do not replace images with the same name or the same file name, right? But I think ChatGPT is gonna get it. It's just using an index. So with that one, it creates another image. Yes, generate image _1. Okay, so this is a random image. So if we go and do our prompt from before, which is a guy with a mustache, what happens if we run it? Wow, this is a really good image. That's incredible. Incredible image. Awesome. So with that, we already got the first piece of the puzzle. So now let's go and work on the next one. The next one is going to be Groq. Okay, similarly with Groq, let me just open the console. Developers, you gotta go and click on developers, free API key. If you already haven't signed up, you will be able to sign up. This is completely free. So with TogetherAI, you would have $5. Here is completely free because it's on a beta kind of like a trial, let's say. And you can create an API key. Let's just say prompt image generator. Just submit that one. Now you have an API key that you can use in a similar fashion in your project. So you just go to your .m file and you just add the key by just putting Groq API key, and you paste that key that you have just copied. I didn't paste it there. Now I'm pasting it. Awesome. So this is ready. Well, the .env is ready. Now let's create another file. Let's just call this test Groq API.py. Yeah, so in Groq you both have documentation, which is great. And actually here you can see how the chat completions work, which is something that we're going to be using. Actually, let me just install Groq as well. Awesome, done that. So we have Groq installed, we have the virtual environment. So now we should be able to test out this. And yeah, so you have a bit of code pieces in the documentation, but you also, as I said, similar to TogetherAI, you have this. You can go to the playground, you can test out different models. They have just added the 3.2 models, so the Llama 3.2 models, which is amazing. One of them has the vision capabilities. Well, but the one that I usually use is the 3.170 versatile. You can directly interact with this model here. How are you? Enter. So command enter, and yeah. So this is a model saying that it's a language model. Awesome, it works. And this is again very cool. So you can click on view code, and now you get the code that you can just directly copy and paste. Now that we have already created our API key, so we have added our API key to the .env, and we have installed the package. We just, as we did here, we just need to load the .env file, and now we should be able to run this. So if we just click Control R, we didn't get an answer, but I think it's because because we are doing how are you, and then the assistant is already answering. So when you are using these models, you don't want you want to give the last message that you should give to the model should be the user message, so that you get the answer from the assistant. So let's just run it again. Yes, I'm a computer programmer, so I don't have any feelings. Okay, so we got the API working locally in our machines. Awesome. But actually, in regards to Groq, I'm still not completely satisfied, because I don't like the way that Groq uses like the chat completions is in the same way that it does that OpenAI does it, and I'm just not a fan. I'm a bigger fan. I like it more the way that LangChain handles this, and also LangChain is well, if you don't know these libraries, is kind of like a provider agnostic tool in which you can use the same code and change your LLM provider. So they also have compatibility with Groq. It's called ChatGroq. So let's just open another file and let's call it test Groq LangChain, just to make sure that we can run Groq by using LangChain. So here we have a bit of code. So let's just get this thing here. Invocation, okay. So we have messages. Awesome. And we are missing this, so we have to do uv pip install, and I believe it was LangChain Groq. We do that. Awesome. Now once installed the library, we should be able to run this code, and we should of course print this guy. Okay, that worked, and actually we can just do something like this, and we get only me programmer. Okay, that looks like a good translation. No? Your helpful assistant translate English to French. Awesome, that worked. But I'm not still completely satisfied, and I want to show you something, just in my opinion, a bit better to deal with prompts and LLMs, which is to use the prompt template from LangChain. So let's just copy this for testing purposes. Add this thing here. Let's remove this. We don't need this anymore. And now what I want to do is to create a chain that would have the LLM model. Well, actually, the prompt first, and then the LLM. And actually, now we just want to invoke that chain, and this is gonna be a response, and now we want to print that response, and I believe content as well. So if you run this, it worked. Hey, great. What do you call a pile of kittens? I'm meowing. I'll show you myself out. Okay, it was a really good joke. Okay, so we have created a joke about cats with Mixtral, and something else that I want to change is I want to maybe go back to using the model that I trust the most, which is Llama 3.1 Versatile. And if we run this again, okay, what did the cat? Why did the cat join a band? Because it wanted to be the percussionist. Okay, another good joke. These models are really good at humor. And the last thing that we miss is to actually get our LLM to do the task that it needs to do, right? So for that, we have to change the prompt. So in our case, we want our LLM model, Groq here, or the Llama 3.1 model, to generate a detailed prompt for a text to image model from this base prompt. And then we can just do something like base prompt cat, and then here we gotta use this. So let's just, okay, and we can do something like skip the create or generate words, directly output the description as if it is a caption. Awesome, that's really good. So from a cat, now we are getting a serene, fluffy cat with bright blue eyes. Okay, this is really good. And what if we do a guy with a mustache? Okay, yeah, we got what we wanted to do. Awesome. Awesome, so now we have these two pieces of the puzzle ready. So now we have to put them together into a Streamlit application. And for that, I'm gonna be directly asking ChatGPT to do that for me. So generate a Python Streamlit application that generates a good prompt from a base prompt, and then it generates an image. Use this code, and then I'm just copy pasting all the code, hoping for ChatGPT to do it well. Okay, it looks good. I think it's doing directly. Okay, but let's just have a look at it. We create API, and now we gotta go into app, Streamlit run app. Okay, that worked. Okay, so in ChatGPT first try, it did what we wanted to do. Awesome. So we are kind of finished, and also it saved the image. Beautiful. Okay, and something that I saw is that the images are being saved in a different directory, not in the one that is in the base folder. So we can just go to ChatGPT Canvas, select the line, and just say edit, and just say this the image folder is at the parent dir. So by doing that, with ChatGPT Canvas, we can directly refer to a line in particular. So that is super quickly. So now it has done it for us. So we can just copy paste this image, so this line, and now it should work. And something else that I wanted to change is that we are using the Schnell model still, but we could use the Pro model and just see what are the results. I'm copying top. So now we're using the Pro model. Let's just restart the application. Let's try again with the guy with the mustache. A man in his 40s when he did grooming handler mustache. Wow. Okay, this is real good quality. Wow. And let me just try now a couple more use cases that are a bit more serious. For example, let's say something like a fashion photo of woman in Lanzarote. We have to press generate image. Okay, this is really good. Wow, the quality is amazing. Or something else that we can do, something like a Range Rover car driving in the Italian coastline, for example. A sleek silver. Really good. Wow. Wow, really good. Even the Range Rover is almost quite there. This is really good. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this build here because the video is a bit too long, but I still wanna do a couple more things. For example, I wanna select a bit better the aspect ratio. Maybe I wanna integrate as well an image caption feature so that I can use a vision model to get a nice caption and a nice prompt from an image. So if you wanna see me, if you want to watch me build these kind of features and extensions to this app, let me know in the comments and I'll work on that. And if you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe also to my YouTube channel if you want to see content like this. And finally, I'm going to leave you a video here that explains you how you can now create amazing AI videos from these images. Bye-bye.